Welcome to this lecture on using the gallery widget. Using the gallery widget, you can add a sequence of images your readers can swipe or click through. And there's a number of ways that you can add this widget to your page. One way you could do this is by going to the widgets toolbar and selecting gallery. And that's going to add a placeholder widget onto your page. Now you can move it around and position it however you want. And of course, iBooks Author will give you the guides to help you position it in line with the rest of your content. And we'll go ahead and just drop that there. Now, in order to add images, we can simply drag them from our Finder window into the gallery. And in our exercise files, you'll notice that I have a folder here called Image Gallery, and there's folders for the other widgets that we're going to be working with. And I have a couple of subfolders. I have a history folder and a landmarks folder. I'll go ahead and select the first image and I'll just drag it onto the gallery, and that adds that particular image to our image gallery. Now I can go to the next image and I can drop that over there as well. You'll notice that now I have two bullets that tells me there are two images that are part of this gallery. I can also select multiple images from Finder and then drop them into the gallery. Now you'll notice when I was doing that, I have that green circle, the green plus circle, plus I have a red circle that tells me the number of images that I'm currently dropping onto this gallery. And if I do that now, I've got 6 images. The 2 of them happen to be duplicates, but you kind of get the idea. Now that's one way that we can add an image or add an image gallery. Another way that we can do this is simply by taking the whole folder that includes all of the images and then just dragging and dropping it onto your page. And now you'll notice even though there's a text file here, it's ignored that text file and it's just taken all the JPEG, and maybe there's PNG or GIF files or GIF files in here. It would create a gallery based on just the image files. And now I can reposition it wherever I want. And that's really all there is to adding a gallery widget. Now, if you want to customize the look and appearance of this widget, we would do that through our inspector, of course. So we can bring up the inspector window, and to the right of the inspector is the icon for the widget inspector. And the widget inspector, there's two main views. There's an interaction view and a layout view. So in the interaction view for the gallery widget, we have the ability to show thumbnails instead of those bullets. We can actually show a little thumbnail of the images that we have in the gallery. We can also reorder the images. So if I want the first image to be this one here, we can simply move it over, right? So we have some drag handles here. We can just drag the images and position them however we want. If we want to manipulate the individual image, we can do that simply by selecting the image when it's displayed in iBooks Author. And we can choose to edit the mask, we can choose to modify the magnification, and if we want to, we can also update the description. Now, just for the sake of convenience, I have these description already written up, so I'll just add them here. And I'm clicking on the second thumbnail to go to the second image, and we'll take this, actually this is the Battle of Long Island, so I'll just copy that. Okay, so we can go through this process for all the images that I have. Now the important thing to remember here or to note here is that as you add these descriptions, iBooks Author is smart enough to actually add that description as the accessibility description. Now it's possible that the description that you write here, you want it to be different than the accessibility description. So you can modify this to be something more custom for somebody viewing this on a screen reader or voiceover, right? So you might actually describe the image in more detail rather than the description that you include in the book. Now let's take a look at the layout view in the widget inspector. And of course you can see that the first thing we can do is choose from the layout options that we have for this widget. So we can have our captions listed on the top, we can have our captions and our title along the bottom. So whatever your preference is, it would be a good idea for you to settle on one format for your gallery widgets so that it's consistent throughout your entire book. You can also choose to add or remove the title if you want to call it not gallery, but maybe you want to call it image, or you want to call it interactive, you can do that. iBooks Author will automatically number these elements, so you don't have to worry about that. It'll do the same thing for charts, tables, so it's very easy to move these things around. And if the order changes, iBooks Author will make the change automatically. You can also have custom captions or use the same caption for all the images. You can add a little background color if you'd like, and you can also have a margin. So again, just some fine tuning in terms of the look and feel. You can also go into the graphics inspector, and you can also change the fill here. So the background fill can be changed using the graphic inspector. Okay, so I'll set it back to the color fill, and that looks pretty good. If we want, we can again change the stroke as well. So you can change the stroke to a picture frame and then choose the type of picture frame that you want. So you can get some really, interesting effects using all of the capabilities that you have in the gallery widget. Okay, and that concludes our lecture on using the gallery widget.